What's up, everybody? Tricks Ridiculous back with another video, and the Resolve meta is out. Resilience meta is in. God mode can be achieved in Marvel's Avengers. I'm going to show you how in this video. Before we do, be sure to like and subscribe. Those are both completely free. Great way to support the channel, and I really appreciate it. But without further ado, let's jump right in. So, big shout out on this one to my man Re-Resed F. You may see him in Twitch or YouTube chat as T White Ninja, longtime fan of the channel, longtime friend, and he really hit the nail on the head with this one. Now, what you're looking at here, this is not my Hulk build, and this is not a glitched Hulk. There's no mods, no cheating going on here. But what you'll see is there is 0 resolve on this Hulk, and if you look at the resilience, he's got 458 resilience, and his armor rating is over 100%. Now, we know that armor is flat damage reduction, right? So if you have 50% armor, you're going to take 50% less damage from all attacks. So what does that mean if you have 100? Well, let me show you. So here's a little clip here, and this is exactly what happens. Now, as you can see, you don't take damage. I apologize for the quality. Twitter video is usually not the greatest. But there is 0 damage being taken. Absolutely none. So you can just sit here, any attacks, and it's not only damage, but it's also stagger. You cannot get staggered by enemies. You cannot take any damage. You are completely stagger immune, and you are completely damage immune. It is complete and utter God mode, okay? And that is what happens. Now, as far as the negative 100,000 defense, that's just a computer bug or whatever once you go above it, but it's not hacked stats. That is literally how it is. And you'll notice here, it's not even just a pure tank build, right? He's still got 545 might, an incredible amount of might to be able to be, a melee, smasher as well as a little bit of resolve in there, or excuse me, valor in there as well. So how do you do this? How do you get this much armor? Well, there's a couple of things, all right? So starting with the actual resilience to armor ratio. Now, resilience, of course, is what you actually need for armor, right? It's the only thing in the game. It just doesn't give you anything but flat armor, but the actual returns are a little diminishing, but they're not too bad. So if you look over here on the right-hand side, this is the Avengers data science table. When you look at the different resilience versus armor, obviously at the lower ends, it ramps up pretty quickly, but once you get a lot, it starts kind of dropping off. And we actually don't have any data, at least on this table, past 351. So at 351, you get 52.2% armor just from your resilience. Now, obviously, like in this one, he's got 458, okay? So because of that, it can go a lot higher. And obviously, if you look at this character, he's 174, right? And we all know when you're using the black ISOs and any stats on your gear, when you start leveling them past 140 to 150 to even 165, the stats all go up, right? So you can get a lot of resilience on your pieces to get it way, way higher than this data table is even suggesting. But if you can get it up above like 450, 500, you're probably looking at, upwards of 60 and change armor, right? 60% and change. So that's still not 100%. So how do we get the rest? So the rest of the armor actually comes from within the game itself, both from comic books and from your mastery tree as well. Now, you guys probably all know on the champion tree, I'm sorry, I said mastery. On the far right here, this fortification boost, each one of these nodes permanently increases your defense by 1%, and that is literally armor, right? So your armor will literally go up by 1%, so you can get a total of 5% armor here. But then where the really big boosts come in are in the comics. Now, there are 4 different comic sets that can all give a maximum of 15% armor each. Now, you don't have to go that high on them. Now, I made several videos on this already. Some of these are easy to farm. Some of them are a little harder. So there are 4, and I actually don't even have all of them. But you'll see here, Avengers 1964 number 4. Once you get it to tier 2, it actually jumps from 1% armor to 11% armor. And then at tier 3, it goes 12, then 13, then 14. So excuse me, I think I said 15 was the highest. You can get 14% armor just from this one comic book. And there are 4 of those comic books. So there's that Avengers one. There is a Hawkeye one that you could see right here. And again, you only really need to get it to tier 2 to get that big boost because it starts at 1. So you want to go from 1 to 2 to get 11%, right? So there you go, 11% there. And then there is a new Spider-Man one here that also gives 11, right? So just within these 3, I have 33% armor right there. And then there's actually a Black Panther one that I don't even have yet. I'm still trying to get, but there is a Black Panther one that if you can get it to tier 2, it'll give you another 11%. So if you go just tier 2 on all 4 of those, that'll be 44% armor that you'll get just from comic books before doing anything else, all right? And then if you get the extra 5% from the mastery tree, you're looking at 49%, and then you really just need 51% from your actual resilience stat, which you can get around 400 resilience easy. That's going to put you over 100% armor, and you're going to be a completely invincible character. Now, as I say all of this, I would not recommend this for every single character every single time. Obviously, there are parts of the raid and things like that where like you do want more damage than you want resilience, right? You're gonna want more flat damage. You know, just being tanky isn't always the best thing for DPS phases, things like that. But having a character that can do this is definitely useful, and you could really do it on every character. Like I showed, it was a Hulk. It does not have to be a Hulk. You could do this. I know Peter Odin has one getting close on Kamala. I'm actually planning on doing this for Spider-Man, believe it or not. So I'll definitely have a video coming on that. But that's basically it. Now, like I said, I wouldn't recommend this for every single build, every single possible character. I still recommend, if you're just doing kind of a well-rounded build, definitely focus on Resolve first and don't go maybe over like 100 resilience. I would still recommend you get those comic books just for the flat passive bonus to armor. But unless you're really going into like the 90% armor, 100+% armor, area, I would not try to, I wouldn't go for like an 80% armor and disregard all other stats. That character will not be good. But 100% armor is going to be completely broken because you will be in God mode. So anyway, take that for what it's worth. Like I said, those are the ways to do it. It is completely broken if you can get there. Let me know in the comments if you have or can get a guy to 100% armor. And if so, what character are you doing it on, and is it useful for you? But anyway, that's it for me, guys. Be sure to leave a like if you learned something. Be sure to subscribe if you're new. Join the Discord if you're looking for LFG to do the raids or the OLTs. We got tons of people in there doing raids all the time. And consider becoming a channel member as well. That link is in the description. Other than that, guys, that is it for me. Hope you learned something. Have a great Christmas or whatever holiday you celebrate if I don't see you before then. And have a good one. That's it for me. See you in the next one.